All right, back inside the Pirate Radio Zoom room with Garrett McGhin today. The Zoom room brought to you by Sailor Warehouse, your local U.S. Sailor authorized agent. Also, White Claw Hard Seltzer. Garrett, grab your
Big
White
fan.
Claw.
Big fan.
East Carolina Tractor, they dig dirt, and your CBD store. Garrett, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you, man.
Doing very well, Cliff. Thank you for having me on, man. It's been a while.
Yes, sir. And Garrett, we got good news to report. It's kind of, I don't know if funny's the word. It's not funny to you, but we had you set up for an interview for a couple of weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
And you sent me a text to your credit and said, Clip, something came up, man. I'm sorry, I can't do it. I saw a couple of hours after that you were released by the Panthers. That's what came up.
Yep.
The crazy life of a pro athlete, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Good news is, a week or so ago, you are signed by the Buffalo Bills. So congratulations, man. And I'm curious, with all this going on, there's not a lot of traveling, face-to-face contact. So how does all that come about, you getting signed by the Bills?
So first of all, I want to say appreciate it. How everything kind of went down. Like the day I was supposed to interview with you, my agent called me and said, "Hey, Carolina's going to put you on waivers," and I was kind of sad, disappointed. Was enjoying my time there, and then literally the next day, my agent calls me. He was like, "How do you feel about going back to Buffalo?" And I was like, "Let's do it." So they claimed me off waivers, and so it literally happened within 24 hours.
Wow.
But then with the whole quarantine and Corona, COVID-19 stuff going on, I wasn't able to like fly up there, sign everything and stuff like that. So I had to go get a physical done in Birmingham. I was actually in Brandon, Mississippi, visiting two ECU Pirate alums and Cannon Gibbs and Gardner Minshew, hanging out with them.
Awesome.
And my agent was like, "Hey, can you make it to Birmingham, go do this physical so we can sign this contract?" I was like, "Of course, let's do it." So I went up there, did my physical, everything checked out good. And then they emailed me the contract, printed off, signed it, and then FedExed it to them, and it was signed the next day or a couple days after.
That's awesome. And obviously you left a good impression of yourself with Buffalo because you were there previously. And that had to give you a leg up that they already knew about you. And in this world where you can't just bring in and try out guys, they already knew what they had in Garrett McGhin, and you're able to get back up there.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it definitely felt good knowing, because they were one of the teams that were very interested after when I came off of injury. But the way injury settlements and everything work, you can't come back to your original squad 2 weeks after your clear date. So once I was cleared, Carolina was like, "Hey, we want you to come up for a tryout, try it out," and then the rest was history. And then definitely happy to be back in Buffalo, though.
And you got on the field with the Panthers for a couple of games. And Garrett, what's the scale of holy crap, I'm playing in an NFL game to this is my job and I'm going to do my job? But what's that like, man? Kind of living out your dream.
Yeah, I mean, it was surreal. 2019 was definitely a whirlwind, definitely a year to remember, that's for sure. But it was crazy. Like I said, I got cleared on a Thursday, was flying to Charlotte on a Sunday, worked out on Monday, and they said, "Hey, we're going to sign you to practice squad." So signed to practice squad, and then 2 weeks to the day of me signing on practice squad, they said, "Hey, can you come up to the facility?" And my first instinct was, "This can't be good." Like,
you don't want to get the call, right? The call is usually not good.
Exactly. And I was just like, "Man, please let this like be something good." I said, "Yeah, of course." And they were like, "All right, bring a pen." I was like, "Huh? Okay." So then when I got up, they were like, "You know what's happening?" I said, "No, not really." And then they said, "Well, we're activating you to the 53-man roster." So that was just ecstatic. It was a surreal moment, just knowing that got my first meaningful taste of the NFL. Can officially say that played in the NFL game and stuff like that. And it was a surreal feeling. And then going out there, kind of getting my feet wet on field goal, extra point stuff, and it was an amazing feeling, especially being in a place like Carolina that I had so much familiarity with, and had a bunch of friends there and stuff like that. So it was pretty amazing.
Well, Garrett, you're not alone. Just about everybody that played for the Panthers last year is no longer on the team. I mean, it has been a complete overhaul, including the head coach, Ron Rivera, who is now coaching my favorite team, the Washington Redskins. What were your interactions like with Coach Rivera and all the people there in the Panthers organization?
Well, all the people in the Panthers organization are a bunch of great people, and it starts with Ron Rivera. I mean, he's just a great human being, but he's an amazing man, and he talked to me a lot, and it was kind of it was kind of cool to see that, just him coming up and interacting with everybody and just being real. He's really hands-on. Really, it's a family culture up there, and he embraced me the second I got there. And then one thing that really stuck out to me was, like, the big time guys like CMC, Christian McCaffrey, Luke Kuechly. All those guys were treating me just like one of their brothers, and it was a surreal thing.
That's awesome, and good luck in Buffalo. Looks like things are trending up with Josh Allen and signing Stephon Diggs, and Tom Brady out of New England. That's a good thing too for the Bills. So the Bills certainly on the rise. You mentioned Gardner Minshew earlier. Steven Igo and I are rewatching old ECU games to fill up time. It's also a fun way to produce a little content. And we watched Scotty Montgomery's second game as head coach against NC State. Great day at Dowdy Ficklin Stadium. Great players on that field, including Gardner Minshew, who was on the bench because Philip Nelson was throwing for 300, 400 yards. That was a great game. That was a really solid group of players, Garrett. And this is tough to answer, but like, what went wrong? How did that not work out? It seemed like everything was kind of lined up for success.
Looking back, I think that we were hot and cold. We just couldn't stay consistent. I think we had some success early. I believe we started off the year. Forget who the season opener was that year.
You won your first two, and then shoulda, coulda, woulda won at South Carolina.
Yep, was playing good at South Carolina. Had turnovers in the red zone, and we just kind of couldn't gain that confidence back after we had those turnovers in the red zone, and it was just very frustrating. And it just felt like we couldn't stay consistent. We were very hot or we were very cold. It just couldn't stay consistent.
And I've mentioned it to you before, man. You were kind of the mouthpiece of that team because you were a great interview and very mature. And we always appreciated you fielding the questions, answering the questions after losses. And you kind of, I don't know, did you grow up a lot, Garrett, having to kind of be that part for the team? And I'm sure you learned some lessons from that as well.
100%. I mean, that was my first year starting, and it didn't exactly go the way you expected it to. And just being somebody that I think you can abide by this or kind of reiterate on this, but like I kind of just said it how it was. I mean, I didn't give you those closed-ended answers. I didn't say yes, no, and that was it. I mean, I kind of told my feelings, but I mean, you definitely couldn't disagree with the fact that I had a high passion for ECU football. I mean, that's a family that put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into that program. So I just wanted to see it succeed so bad.
Well, Gary, we want to see some football in some shape, form, or fashion. What are you hearing? What are people saying to you as far as the fall? What's the outlook looking like?
Honestly, at the end of the day, I have no idea. I'm not going to sit here and tell you, oh, we're going to be playing. I have no idea. At the end of the day, I'm just trying to take every single day, one day at a time. The next day is not promised. So every single day, I'm just trying to get on these Zoom meetings that I'm having with Buffalo and working out, being in the best shape I possibly can. That way when we get told, hey, it's time to rock, it's time to rock, let's go. So, I mean, that's my main focus point at this point, is just being in the best position to succeed when it comes time to play ball.
Garrett, you're a unique guy. You have a lot of interest. So I like to ask a lot of people, how are you filling the time? What are you watching on Netflix? You video games? You got any cool workouts? Like, give us some stuff we can do to pass the time, Garrett.
So I'm back home in Tallahassee, Florida. Beautiful weather right now. Sunshine. I don't know if y'all can. Oh, hold on. Let me figure this out. Wrong way. It's nice and sunny outside. It's beautiful.
Beautiful.
Woo-hoo-hoo. Beautiful weather outside. So I'm spending a lot of time outside, working out outside. Doing some tanning, some sunbathing, trying to get dark when I get back up there to those Buffalo winters. But doing a lot of fishing. This was the first year I was able to do some turkey hunting, so I was able to go out and do some turkey hunting, stuff like that. And unfortunately, didn't get one, but it was still a fun time going out there and doing that kind of thing. And honestly, just spending time with my family. Family has been very close to me, and kind of been very close to my heart these past couple of months. So just trying to spend as much time with them as possible.
Garrett, great to catch up with you, man. Good luck. Nothing but the best for you. And we'll keep in touch. We'll do it again down the road. But hopefully we'll see you on a football field in 2020. And best of luck to you, bud.
Appreciate it. Thank you for having me. And the man of many hats, Clip, thank you, man, for having me on. You always looking good, always looking fresh. Appreciate you, brother.
Oh, G-Mac, Garrett McGhin joining us today on the Pirate Radio Zoom Room, brought to you by Sailor Warehouse, your local U.S. Sailor authorized agent. Also, White Claw, Hard Seltzer, East Carolina Tractor, and your CBD store. We will see you next time.